Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Jason. I'm your watch guy today, and today I'm reviewing another micro brand. Now today we have a piece in from Revelot. I think that's how you pronounce it. R-E-V-E-L-O-T, Revelot, Revelot. I prefer Revelot. I think that sounds nicer. This is their Hexmariner, and from that name you can guess what this is a homage to, but it has a really lovely twist on the design of this one. I think that this is probably one of my favourite homages to the Submariner, and that's a big thing for me to say, because think about the amount of homages that I've done on the Submariner, how many reviews I've done on those watches. This one, it's just different enough for me to really get into it. Yeah, it's definitely more towards the original side, I think. So I think a lot of you will enjoy that. Now, I have linked Revelot's website in the description. You may have seen these on Instagram. That's how I saw them, because I saw a promotion for them. Now, if you'd like to pick one of these up, they are coming up on Kickstarter on the 19th. You've got a day to decide. This is my second Kickstarter video of the day. I know, busy man, busy man. I think this one's fantastic, and I think a lot of you will like it, especially with the angles that it's offering. It's just a beautiful watch. So let me turn this camera around and let's get into this review. This is the aforementioned Revelot Hexmariner. I absolutely adore that name. Let's give it credit where credit's due. That's probably the best name that I've had, or I've heard for a homage to the Subby. It's not a direct homage. You can see that there are quite a few changes from that type of style, which is nice to see, because they haven't gone homage-y at all. Maybe slightly in the case shape, slightly in the bezel, but this watch is so well designed and so well thought out. I really do like it. Now, it is 42.4 millimeters in diameter. It is 13.3 millimeters thick, but it doesn't look to be that big. It is 22 millimeter lugs on this one, and it is 48 millimeters lug to lug. Now, it is packed with the NH35, that trusty Seiko movement in the back of that one. If you wanted to pick one of these up on the super early bird, it will be $239 for this version, $239 that is. And for the Meteorite dial, it will be $329. And I think they're really good prices if you get in early. Obviously, as the campaign goes on, the prices do go up slightly, so definitely keep an eye on that. I do feel like this watch has a real beehive type of feel to it. It's very well decorated, very well thought out. It's a 316L stainless steel case, as you would imagine. It has some lovely angles towards the lugs here, as you can see. We have some really nice brushing on the sides and upper lugs. That is all horizontal, vertical brushing. Really nice to see, really well carried out, actually. This is a prototype, so keep that in mind as we go through this review, but I think it's a really well put together prototype. There will be changes, there will be slight updates, so check that in the campaign too. I really like this chamfered polished edge. I think that it distinguishes the case very nicely. I think it makes it look almost thinner than it really is, and it really does highlight these angles and these curves to the watch. We have very robust crown guards over here covering this coin edge crown. As you'd imagine, it will be the first position for the date, second for the time itself, and obviously a hacking movement in this one, hacking and hand winding. The crown is signed with the Revelot logo, which is nice to see in an almost sandblasted type of effect. As we move around to the case back of this one, it is a little bit different on here. You can see that is the usual screw down case back, which you would expect from a dive style watch. We have the usual information on the outer edge, but they have this really lovely decorated gold plated display case back on this one. Really nice to see, actually. Really different way to take that case back. Nice to see something a little bit different instead of just showing the same NH35 movement in the back of there. Now, the bezel on this one is in that classic Rolex type of edge style. Easy to grip hold of, or at least easy enough. This one is slightly misaligned, but again, it is a prototype, so we'll let them off on that one. That will be fixed in the production. This is a ceramic bezel insert, and you can see that with the reflection. We have really nice white markings on here with a 15-minute dive indicator over here to the right hand side. Now, one thing that I really do enjoy on this is the baton style, or the hexagonal type of angled shapes that you see all around the watch, even on the batons for the bezel here, which is really nice. And then we have this diamond up at the 12 o'clock for the 12 o'clock indicator. Very nice again. Now, this is a sapphire piece of crystal, and it is slightly coated with anti-reflective coating, which you can see if you catch it in the right light, that little hint of blue. Altogether, this watch is provided with 200 meters of water resistance, which is suitable for a dive style watch, I believe. So as we look at the dial here, you can see that it's really the feature of this watch. We have hexagonal indices around the outer edge of this one. They are in place of the hour markers, and we have elongated hexagonal indices at the 12, 3 and 9. Again, really nice type of feature to this watch, very different, very out there type of design, which is nice to see. Down at the 6 o'clock, we have a date window, which is matched to the black dial. That makes it flow very well into this dial, and it does keep the symmetry very nicely also. This hexagonal type of shape, this hexagonal design flows throughout the dial itself, and you can see that also triangular type of shape on the dial. That is a really nice 3D type of effect on there, and it does catch the light really nicely, especially the daylight. It does bounce very nicely off there. Up at 12 o'clock, we have the Revelot logo printed with Revelot below. Hexmariner at the 6, automatic 200 meters. Very well printed dial with this minute track on the outer edge too in white. Now, the indices are all loomed. I'll show you that loom shot shortly. We have a stainless steel style border throughout. A real nice thing to see, a really nice touch from Revelot, is the chapter ring on this one. You can see that it has the Arabic numerals for the 5-minute indicators, 5-minute intervals. But also down at the 6 o'clock, it has launch edition etched into the chapter ring either side of the 30. That's a really nice touch. I like that. I like that little addition that they've added there. As we move into the handset, you can see that it is a very bold hexagonal style handset. It also has really good levels of brushing and polish throughout the handset, and it does set it aside. It really does make it even bolder to the eye. We have a polish style finish on the outer edge with loom centers, and the second hand is also completed in this hexagonal type of shape, which flows very well with the rest of the dial. Now let me show you that loom shot. Now this is the loom on this Hexmariner. As you can see, completely loomed throughout the bezel, the dial, the lot. Absolutely fantastic loom on this one too. It looks to me like BGW9. There is some little bit of patchiness in the handset. However, again, it is a prototype, so I do believe that that will be fixed in production. That's the first thing that usually is added in production due to the costs of it in the prototypes. But yeah, this one is really nice. I do like the bezel outline also. I think it really does help with this loom shot. Yeah, they've done a fantastic job on that. Very well done. Very well done. Now, as we move away from the dial, we move on to this bracelet that's attached to this watch, and it is really industrial, really well shaped. There's a lot of angles to this one also, which flows well with the casing and the dial. We have polished chamfered edges along the outer edge and brushed finished through the bracelet itself. It really does give it a nice 3D feel, a really nice effect to it. These are solid end links, but they are also quick release end links too, which is really nice to see. That's a nice little touch from Revelot. This is a milled clasp, as you probably expect at this level of diver, and we have a brushed clasp with the Revelot logo etched in negatively here, double pushers, and we have 3 levels of micro adjust. This bracelet really does wear quite well. I found it quite comfortable myself. This is a pin and collar system, I believe. I didn't have to resize this one for myself. It was already pretty much the right size, so I just bought it as is. Let me pop this on wrist and show you how it looks on my 6.2-inch wrists. As you can see, for a bigger watch, for a 13mm thick watch, it is 42.5mm wide. It does actually wear quite well, which was a shock for me too. I thought this would be an absolute beast on my wrist, but with those short lug to lug distance and the nicely curved casing, this fits really well for me, and I think it will do for a lot of other wrist sizes, so that's really nice to see. They have also catered to a lot of other people's needs, which is nice to see. Very nice on wrist. It does not mean that I have no moans. There are a couple. I wouldn't even say a couple. There's one or two. The bezel itself isn't the easiest to get hold of, and it doesn't feel as premium as I'd like it to. I mean, they're gonna have to cut budget somewhere, so yeah, I get that. But it's not the easiest to grab hold of because of the angles on the case, because of how the case sits and how low this bezel actually sits with the case. It is another NH35 diver on the market. Now, that is not really a moan for myself. I quite like them, but I know a lot of other people tend to get kind of sick of the same type of thing coming out. I think this one is far from the same, but I know there will be a few comments about NH35 divers on Kickstarter in the comments section. So yeah, I'll just address that now. My final moan lies around this clasp. I think they could have done a little bit better on this. 3 levels micro adjust isn't the worst in the world, but you would expect 4 on a diver, if not more, and it just feels a bit like they've really created something fantastic up here, and as they've kind of got to the end of the project and like, oh, we need a clasp, what should we do? And they've just thrown something from the parts bin in. And yeah, it seems like a little bit of a afterthought on this one, so I do hope they may go with something different. That'd be my ask anyway. But otherwise, pretty fantastic watch, and it looks really fantastic on wrist. That dial really does a lot for it, and this hexagonal type of theme is really nice to see, a really nice twist on something quite classic. So well done, Revelot. So guys, this is the first time that I've worked with Revelot, and to be quite honest, I'm really impressed by them. Just the quality in this build. It is a Kickstarter campaign and it will be live on the 19th. So if you are interested, $239 does not seem like a lot to me to part with for this quality of watch. Yes, it's another NH35 diver. Yes, it is. But they have done something a little bit different here. They have put their own little stamp on that design, and I like to see that. It's more of a dress type of diver to me. Really well thought out type of design before it being, you know, actual suitable dive watch. Now, I have linked Revelot in the description. If you'd like to look at their other pieces or get onto this campaign, then go check them out there. This will be live tomorrow if I get my timing right on this video. I should do. If you'd like to pick this one up, try and get on early. In my opinion, that early bird price is absolutely fantastic. Thank you for watching this video, guys. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.